Healthy dose of skepticism this morning after Russian leader Vladimir Putin's surprise announcement that his country has developed and registered a COVID-19 vaccine. Anjali Kamlani is joining us now for more on this. Good morning, Anjali. So what do we know about this Russian vaccine?
Thanks, Alexa. So far we know that this vaccine is currently still in late stage trials. It is named Sputnik, referencing the launch of the first Russian satellite. We do know that Vladimir Putin has said that his daughter has in fact already taken it. So we know that the Russians were in fact trying to get pretty far ahead and had already announced previously that an August 10th date was set to be the day that they would be approving this vaccine. They are looking to distribute it amongst the public on a voluntary basis, according to several reports. And we don't know really a lot more than that. The data has not been released. We don't know much about it other than it does, in fact, induce an effective antibody response based on what the Russians are saying and based on their health ministry. So that's the extent of what we know about it. And this kind of highlights what we've seen really here in the U.S. with concerns about an October surprise, in case the FDA is pressured politically into approving or giving some sort of emergency use approval for any vaccine that makes it to the latest stage with some effective results.
What about what's happening here in the U.S. now? I believe there were 3 different companies that have their vaccines in phase 3 trials. Is that right?
That's correct. So we have Moderna and Oxford are sort of the 2 that are furthest ahead, and those are the ones that everyone really is keeping an eye on. We also have Pfizer and BioNTech as well. And so these are the ones that we have some information on in terms of entering late stage trials and having a lot of good results with effectiveness. But what that does actually mean in terms of the percentage of the population that it's effective on still remains to be seen. And that is where the FDA has set the bar at 50%. And we have to see after as many participants are enrolled that can give us those results, can show us that.
I also want to get to this report that President Trump is talking about blocking American citizens who've been exposed to the virus overseas from coming back into the U.S. Where does that stand and how would that work exactly?
Correct. So we know that the New York Times reported that they've seen a draft of that, and he did mention it in comments over the weekend, but nothing is, really concrete has been seen just yet. It relies on a CDC rule allowing the U.S. To block someone who's been exposed to an infectious disease from entering the U.S. And that, of course, we know going back to February, the president did express concern and frustration over people who were coming back into the country that could have been exposed. So this is sort of along the same veins that we're seeing that right now in terms of curbing the number of exposed patients in the U.S.
All right, we'll leave it there. Anjali Kamlani, thanks for the roundup.